Oh, hi, Twofer. Now, I plan to do two videos for this week on toys because I guess I think I have to showcase two toys. But then again, since it's just the same series, then why not just put it in one video? So I was actually planning to do a toy fair, the weekend toy fair. So it's a play on two toys and a twofer. But then again, I think we can make it work with one video because this time we're gonna be talking about the 16th Heisei rider or the 6th Heisei Phase 2 rider who is Kamen Rider Drive. And this is Kamen Rider Drive and his base mode, the type speed. Now, Kamen Rider Drive's first episode was released in 2014, and his gimmick is our cars, hence Drive. So the thing is, the main character is a police officer, and he has a vehicle. Now, this is different than other Kamen Riders since they started since the the Heisei period would usually be you would usually have a motorcycle as their main vehicle. Unlike other series, Kamen Rider Drive's main vehicle is a car, the Tridoron. Now it's a different kind of in the previous era. Mask Rider Black had the ride loan. I actually have that, the ride loan, but they also have the battle hopper. For this one, Kamen Rider Drive exclusively drives a car, which is the Tridoron, and that was actually supposed to be my toyfer because I do have a Tridoron. Unfortunately, it's not SH Figuarts; it's a DX, but then again, it's still the Tridoron. So I do have this. Now the reason why I wasn't able to buy the SH Figuarts version because number one, it's pretty expensive, and at that time I couldn't afford it yet. And at this point, since it's already been 10 years, it has gotten more expensive. So I don't have a SH Figuarts yet, but I did get the DX version. Now the DX version is basically a toy. It's still a toy, but it's not as detailed as an SH Figuarts. It's definitely cheaper, and it's really meant to be played with, but for a younger age group. Because SH Figuarts, I really doubt that kids are gonna be playing with something this detailed. So I guess it's a mix of two companies. So you might notice in my previous videos that we have now seen a change of packaging. So for 000 for fours, there's been actually even technically speaking also and also for Wizard and Game, the packaging is the wider side, the wider type with artwork in the plastic, and it's wider but it's thinner. Now they released this new packaging which is a lot more narrow but thicker. Now as you can see, they don't show the full artwork now, unlike in the previous packaging. They just have a picture of the face or the head, but but honestly I do find the product photography in the back a lot better. As you can see, there's Kamen Rider Drive, some posing and detailed pictures, and he even has a picture of the Tridoron. Unfortunately, again, what I have is a DX version. This is the SH Figuarts version. For sure, it's gonna be a lot more detailed, but at least I have a car for him. So let's open it up. Now, one thing that you will notice is that once I remove this is that in terms of product value, there's a lot less than the previous characters. Like for Kamen Rider 4's, since it's a lot wider, it's a little bigger packaging. He had more hands. He had extra switches. He had the drill arm, the drill leg, and the rocket arm. For Tatoba, he had the sword. For Kamen Rider Wizard, he had the extra cloak and even a stand. For Game, he had the two weapons. But for Kamen Rider Drive, it's just Drive and only two pairs of hands for pose ability. So it's a little bit less. It's a lot less than what I'm personally used to. But then again, it's really the figure that you're really looking for, and the figure is, for me, spectacular. First off, as with the gimmick, there's the wheel. Initially, when I started watching Kamen Rider Drive episode, I found it pretty weird because they have the wheel here. But then again, this is actually a series, and the look pretty much grew on me. It's actually pretty nice in terms, and I actually liked it a lot and like the details a lot. So they did in keeping up with the car themes. They have his helm has spoilers in it. It actually has brake lights. It could look like brake lights. Then the wheel. Now, the gimmick are small cars. Actually, you can remove them, but then again, with SH figure arts, they're very small, prone to get lost. So, so like in Force, there's going to be switches in his belt. For Wizard, it's the rings. For Tatoba coins, this is cars. But unlike the others, wherein they stick it in the driver itself or in the belt itself, they stick the different modules or weapons in the belt to activate the weapon. I mean, they stick it in the belt to activate the weapons or activate the suit. You don't. For Kamen Rider Drive, you stick it in his wristy thing, right? So to activate it, you need for him to be putting the car in this like a switchy thing, wherein that activates the different modules that he has. And then there's the wheel. So, and since I found that it's a little bit lacking in terms of weapons and stuff, I also got a volume 1, what should we call this? I guess we can call it the effect set. It's the Max Flare effect set. So the thing is, his gimmick is that aside from this costume changing a little bit, very subtle changes, the wheel changes into different types. So the wheel can be detached. You can actually detach the wheel. So you can see here, you can actually detach the wheel and you can put something else. So an example of this is here. So what does this include? Well, it's a great thing for posability since it's also really cool. So there's flame effects. There's a flame effect that you can attach to the arm. That you can attach this to the arms of Kamen Rider Drive to have flame effects. It also includes small car. Here, as you can see here, a small car and something to change the emblem. And also what adds here is a wheel, the different wheel. So you can actually take the wheel off, right? Take the wheel off and attach it to Kamen Rider Drive, so that it's having some flare effects. And to add that for nice posability. For nice posability is to attach it to the arm so that it's really nice and posy. So these are some of the things that added. And honestly, I found that the accessories are lacking, but the figure more than makes up for it. The face, that all these shiny stuff on the arms. Now, if you might see that a lot of his detailing is in the front. because the back is bare, is pretty bare. It's just bare black, right? But the the red parts are glossy, just like, I mean, it matches with the overall theme, and it's a pretty good figure. Honestly, it is the start. Actually, Kamen Rider Drive is the start of the new packaging. So when we move on to we will be moving on to a secondary rider next week with Kamen Rider Mac and the Mac Rider, the Ride Macker. But you will see towards the end when we go to Kamen Rider Ghost, Build, X8 and Zeo, it's all in the same packaging now, which for me is actually pretty good. It stacks up easier. So this is, well, will always with SH Figure Arts, articulation is amazing. But then again, let's talk about his ride. And this is the DX Tridoron. Now, again, the DX is a cheap, well, it's a version that's really meant to be played with. So this is not as detailed as the SH Figure Arts version. It's actually almost the same size, but then again, it's really meant to be played with, and it's mostly transformable. Initially, it had sounds, but unfortunately, I didn't change the battery yet, so there is not much sounds. Now, it does look flimsy, but it's not. It's actually really meant to be played with, so it's actually pretty strong. Now, unlike the SH Figure Arts version, it can seat two. Unfortunately, this can only seat one, since this is just it should be just him. So, and also what's cool here is that it is transformable. Just like the Power Dizer, I do have a DX version of the Power Dizer. Previously, it can transform into two. Actually, why not? Actually, I wasn't able to show that. But then again, since none of you really said that you'd like to see it, I did not. So, but I do have the SH Figure Arts version, so I tended to show that. But since I do not have an SH Figure Arts version of the Tridoron, I decided to show this. And it's just one, but you can also see the figure inside. So here is, oh, surprise! We have a DX version of Kamen Rider Drive. So as you can see, it has a cockpit. You can seat him inside. So by the way, this is the DX version of Kamen Rider Drive. As you can see, it looks similar, but detail-wise, it's a lot different. Number one, like the one for the car module, this is as painted. Second, articulation's a lot better. This is, as you can see, the metal parts, metal screws. The hands are movable, yes. The hands move. There's articulation in the hands. Though it honestly does get a little bit worn out. So unlike SH Figure Arts where you change hands, this is just basically it. And then there's a lot less detail in terms of movement, in terms of some of the styling. This is more, I would say it's really meant to be played with and meant to be meant to be abused, right? So this is Kamen Rider Drive. In terms of size, they're pretty similar. They're pretty almost the same size. It's just that you can really see the difference. You can really see the difference of in terms of quality and detailing. Actually, you can fit Kamen Rider Drive, the SH Figure Arts version, inside the DX version themselves. You can actually fit a bit, so you can put them in, though I wouldn't recommend it. So another thing that's really nice about this Tridoron is that you can actually transform it in two ways. So it really puts more emphasis on playability in terms of for the figure. So let me set him aside for a bit so that we can get more action. So the Tridoron, it's basically similar, but of course it's going to be a lot more detailed. But the thing here is that it transforms. So you can also add the different types of the wheels. because the DX versions, you can attach it here. Also, it transforms. It actually transforms to two modes. So I'll show you the first mode. So this is the normal car mode, right? So you can put the car in, and then you can do it. Then it moves into a different type of car mode. So first off, let's try this one. So there's a way for here to disengage. So first you lift up this thingy here. I don't really know what it's called, but then again, then we move out the pod. Then it's next thing is that you move the wheels and turn it around. Keep it back. As you can see, it's a different. It's also like the front, and then then you attach. So this is a different mode of the Tridoron. So it's like a higher type. It's more. For me, it actually looks more like an SUV type, you know. So it just it's a different mode of it. So that's one mode, right? And maybe boosters here, and it moves. So it's really just so that it can still be in the. You can still run it. So that's one mode. Then it has another mode actually, which is a lot more, I would say a lot more complicated. So we remove him again, and then we get it back to the normal stance. Now the next thing we will be doing is we will be lifting this up, and then we will be splitting it together. We will split the figure, so the car. So split it here, and then what will happen is we will put it together. We will it will become I don't know, it's going to become a totally different car. Okay, right. So split it up, and then we will be using here. Wait, I'm forgetting. So there you go. So we will be putting this up, and then we're gonna raise this up like this. So it's a little higher this time. And then we're gonna be putting the pod, or I would call it the pod, and connect it like this. So that it looks a bit more like a tank. So then you can move it around. So it now works on 6 wheels. So it's more like a truck. See? So this is actually really meant to be played with, to be really abused and stuff. Plastic is pretty sturdy. It's not as detailed in terms of paint job, but then again, it's very good quality. You know, it's very good quality. So I didn't have the car, so I guess I just had to find a way to to still make it complete, right? To still find a way to complete this. But then again, it's this. So overall, it's a really great car. You know, it's a great product. Kamen Rider Drive himself is a great series. Actually, I would have to say it's one of the series that I initially did not like, but ended up really growing on me. Now they actually had a movie wherein Kamen Rider Drive went against another rider on a car who is Kamen Rider 3. I have that figure as well, since I ended up really growing to like Kamen Rider Drive, and I'll showcase that in the future. He had the car, but there's really not much modification on it. So again, this is I wouldn't if you really like Kamen Rider Drive, I really would rather, if you had the money to really buy it, I'd rather buy the SH Figuarts version. Unfortunately, at this point, I haven't found one yet which would agree to my price or to my budget. So, but if I given the chance, I will buy the SH Figuarts version. But for now, to tide me over, this will do. But in terms of figure, well, of course, I would rather recommend SH Figuarts over a DX. But if you do like playing around and playing the figure, DX is fine. I do have a DX version of fours, and that's what I really used to play rather than the SH Figuarts version. Since I'd rather preserve this, so if I go playing around, I do have the DX version of this. So I would this is strong. I really suggest buying this, and you might get a little weird. You might find it a big transition since there's a lot less weapons and accessories. But then again, figure quality wise, I would say this is one of the best and one of the better stories as well. So I suggest trying them out, and thank you for letting me share these figures. Next week we're gonna be talking about Kamen Rider Mac, drives his secondary rider and his motorcycle, the Ride Macker. He is actually my favorite in terms of figures, in terms of the figure quality. So thank you very much and enjoy Kamen Rider Drive.